are problems. There's a hunger problem, there's food security problem, there's interest rates problem, there's all sorts of problems. But ukubalekile ukuthi lama movements akhona are non-violent and nabo they advocate for non-violence. And experience yama foreigners, not wonke, has been human trafficking, has been drugs, scamming, this, that. So say, oh banda, fingerprints as well. Yeah, so I think because we're gonna have a proponent of this movement. In fact, one of the leaders of the movement. In fact, the leader and the founder of March in March. We stand sabo on violence, on xenophobia, and exactly what they're wanting to happen in the country. Yeah? God bless you, man. Have a lovely day. And wishing you all the best on the 30th. Yeah? Okay. Askunya Mati, Miss Buya with Jacinta on today's perspective. She's our guest throughout the hour. If we're in the Muzo, till an hour we have Jacinta visiting the show and to offer insights and clarity on certain matters arising, especially regarding the.
Thank you. So all the best for the 30th. That was very spicy, Felix. That was very, very spicy. What do you mean? All the best for the 30th?
Because he said some Pakistani joke. And then I said, and then people are like, "Ay, boy."
In Melunga, not affected by this. Let's call me.
No, that's not
Oba. Labo khuleke yabo ngoba sedila nalento sidila nabo. You don't understand, you'll see. Uzibonela now ukuthi ba affecteka the most.
Easy because
ibona ba affecteka the most. More than that, there are homes, there are this, there yonke into. Bakhona la ngaphandle.
Oh, is it?
Oh, darling, so nice.
No, but honestly, I think the first time we're seeing the arrogant
do you remember? It was 20. I think that's when this thing really started affecting me the most. I think it was 2024, 23. Young Sakumbul, Hillbrow, where I'm a point. I feel like container. Do you not remember that?
Oh, you guys.
Bonina nibazila abantu arrogant sebaqala nini kade baqala. Bahluleka amaphoyisa, bahluleka ukuba container. Inyala, angithi inyala iphuma ngathuka zingathunga 3.
Yes.
Bayeshaya ngamatshe.
But also, guys, I think Nigerians have taught the Somalis. Somalis are arrogant.
No,
we just didn't know because they've been minding their own business.
They've been pretending as if angilento ukuthi sama refugee. Khumbula phela umahluko walabo ukuthi yini. Umahluko labo, they're not all over. Angithi labo ba traffic angithi bona they run a human trafficking ring.
Yes.
That traffics all the men from their country to come and work in these tuck shops. So they plant them all over.
When you say they're trafficked to come work here, they're
are
forced to come work here.
Yes, they are. But they don't know anything.
You guys.
They don't know Masusuga, agubona batholi imali from the tuck shop. They don't know anything about the tuck shop.
Yes.
The people that own the tuck shops are a group of these syndicates. So they're fighting amongst each other manje babanga umncele.
Abazali.
Bahlukanisela lama territory khona la ezweni lethu ngintshele nini uthi aniyazi.
In bulk in the district.
Yes, and they have you never seen them bengena bengena befika ngama lokhuza ngama van lawa. Kwenziwa njalo ke. Hello guys, how are you?
What's the nang Tusa guys?
Ngiyakutshela wena
And then the Chinese, they apparently it's the
Chinese phela manje seyabenefita nabo from ilabor le yabo.
Let's go.
Yes, this guy's sinking again.
O3 Chopper. Oh man, love you with Benzo in the mix. Fast is the name of the song. It's 8:21 in the morning. This is the best of morning radio. You tune into the very best. It's the Gaius FM breakfast. And today is Tuesday. So today we're having a political perspective perspective this morning. A lot has happened regarding illegal immigration, the flaws in our laws, the reluctance of government to intervene, the forming of lobbying groups. What's the word? Vigilantes. And also we see now the amalgamation of these movements coming together, and now we're seeing the people joining. Because at some point it was dismissed as tribalism, Afrophobia, xenophobia, and then that sparked now the Zulus coming together with the Xhosas, with the Tsongas, with the Tswanas, and suddenly now, hey, it's the people. They are led by a lady who is now coined the new Winnie Mandela.
Oh Lord!
It's such a huge thing to carry. It's
beautiful.
quite huge. Yeah, we've just inside as promised. Sizokhuluma ngale ndaba. Sibonile in the country will be reflective of President Ramaphosa's recent address, and Jacinta has a lot to say. Jacinta, good morning. Welcome to the FM Breakfast. Welcome back home.
Hi rebels, how are you, my rebels? In March. Because I mean I was always on social media. You guys know how much I use my social media for almost everything. So I've been complaining a lot about this, you know, uhlala ubuke usizo kuthola on TV, and every single Sunday, you know, you see drugs and you see these people, ama returnees even, you know, akwenziwa lutho about them. And then it started getting really uncomfortable. Then the issue of ingane zidlala ama snacks ate all came and coincided with children going missing. So I'd have sleepless nights, amaphupho about, you know, ingane kuma container and so forth. And I remember I was really agitated by this, to a point that I remember the last words that I heard were, next time it's going to be your child. I think that's when I just like lost it, and I'm like, okay, this must mean I have to do something about this. And that's when March and March started really on social media. People were like, okay, do something about it. It's like, we dare you, let's go take it to the streets. Like, we're not angry enough. You know, we've been saying that we're not angry enough for the longest time. So for me, that just said, okay, maybe the ground is fertile now. South Africans are ready to actually express how frustrated we are by all of these things that are happening in our country, because it seems like everyone is riddled with fear. So let me take on the baton from everyone else who'd already started. I mean, Operation Tutula were already there, but I just said, you know what, let's try something and see how it goes. So from March, the first March happened, it was over, and it's like, okay, what's next? And then kwafika minutes, you know what, let's call it March and March, because that's how we attained our freedom as a country. You know, people were not sitting on their laurels just waiting for a miracle to happen. They actually took to the streets. So the name March and March came about until we win Ausali, because it's symbolic of a fight that is ongoing until we get the results that we want.
That is so powerful.
Powerful indeed.
Instantly in my head, I'm thinking there are so many questions that we have, right? A lot of people are still unclear about umhlaka-30. A lot of people have questions on, okay, kuzokwenziwani ngomhlaka-30, sithini istance, fanele kwenziweni. Maybe let's clear that out before we jump into the address kamongameli.
Yeah, I think on the 30th, uPhakela Mthakathi did make it clear that he had issued a deadline. Wathi ngomhlaka-30 ufisa ngathi abantu bazobe sebehambile, because we're dealing with our government. And we're saying we don't want you guys to be here while we sort out all the problems that we have in our country. So instead of you guys saying that we're blaming you for all of these things, leave, because you know, Vele, you're not supposed to be in the country. So it was a way of encouraging them to self-deport, because deportation is also very expensive, and we don't want to be spending millions of rands on people who know they're not supposed to be here. So it was more of an encouragement for them to go home. But on the 30th, really, it was a deadline. But as March and March, that's where we came in. And he's doing his own thing, but we also come together. So we're saying ours is to March and March, you know. So there's people just already sitting there waiting for themselves to express just how frustrated they are. So people have been begging, guys, we want to take it to the streets to show just how unhappy we are about the status quo. So currently we are worried though about the amount of infiltration. You know, people want to see us fail so bad. So we worry that if we just say go ahead and march, like people are just going to go crazy, start looting, start doing all these ridiculous things. So the current plan is that we have organized marches in certain places with leaders. So those leaders are the people people who will account for those marches. Anything else, so all the police
Sure.
that are going to be aware, they're going to know the times, they're going to know where we're going, people who's leading that march in which province, kanjalo kanjalo. That's where we want to go right now. One central point for all these different marches in these different provinces, so that we don't have a problem where people are doing nonsense and using image and match to say it's who we are. We don't represent violence. We don't represent crime of looting or killing people or anything of that sort. That's why it's been a year and more of us still being here, consistently just going to the streets and marching.
So, the President acknowledges the growing concern of the public regarding illegal immigration. However, his approach was this thing should be tackled using structured processes. What do you think the approach your president? You think Uguti is a wise assembly?
Look, I think I'm very disappointed, President Ngoba. If you're going to solve a problem, Felix, you go and you find out what the problem is.
Sure.
You find out the extent of the problem. You find out what is reasonable within the means to make it solvable, right? And from the speech, I can tell you, of every corner, of every office, I've gone there. I know what the challenges are, and I can tell you that he's not going to be able to solve it in the approach that he's given. He's talking about technology, technology. He didn't go into detail with what technology. Currently at the BMA, they've got 2 drones. I know there was another one that they had borrowed that didn't belong to them. There's a lot of problems at the BMA. So we don't have that technology that he's talking about. Second to that, he was talking about increasing going around and making sure that people are documented, which is currently impossible because they don't have enough immigration officers to do that. There's only 800 immigration officers in the entire country. 800. Here in KZN, there's only 7 for the entire province. So that's one of the problems. You cannot have 800 immigration officers and then say you'll have 10,000 labor inspectors. These 10,000 labor inspectors that you're increasing with, who are they going to be working with? But now here's my thing. If the president wanted to solve the problem, there's 2 issues here. There's an issue of the border, which is not secure. Currently, our border is only functional at 25%, leaving us 75% open to anyone.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want to know when it comes to the army. The army, SANDF, doesn't have jurisdiction to work at the border. So they just stand there basically and just make sure that they're patrolling. So basically, they're patrollers.
Yes.
Right? And this was under an operation that they had, I think, during COVID. So they're not really deployed there. It's just an operation that was done to have them go to the border. So like I'm saying, 75% of the country is open. At the sea, we have 1 scanner machine, which means everything that's coming into the country only has 1 scanner. So we don't know what else is coming. If there's 4,000 things coming in at the same time, a container, we can only use 1 scanner to scan all of them. The problems are many. The problems are many. I can go on. But currently, what he said is impractical.
And again, there's another flaw, equitable constitution, which in our own law, we don't give jurisdiction to the army to control and be able to operate. In fact, back at Amaport, or as in all other countries, we see which is a shared responsibility. And we scale youth unemployment. America banded to ICE.
Yes,
they've got ICE.
There you go. You take care of that.
You're talking about the SANDF that doesn't have petrol in their vans right now. That SANDF.
With the headlines, the Public Servants Association says migration discussions must not result in the stigmatization of foreign nationals or the erosion of constitutional and human rights protections. Kanti, the Department of Higher Education and Training says government wants to see skills transfer and acquisition happening in areas that are often considered peripheral to the agenda of skills revolution. Utolan Kumaloge will bring you more on these and other stories at 9 o'clock.
A very good morning, KZN. Gamo and Newswa. A final look at your sports on the Gaga CFM breakfast. Sokalange Bola Banyana just kicked off their second international friendly against Japan in Osaka. Now, Coach Desiree Ellis Wenzenji changes ambalwa to a team edlale friendly over the weekend and lost by 5-0. Striker Thembi Kgatlana usengene starting lineup salomdlalo after starting earlier game yange weekend on the bench. Kanike olunye ushintsho lapha kwi goalkeeping department with Ukelen Swart coming in for Andile Dlamini. Spooling up with tennis, 23-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams is set to make her return to professional tennis namhlanje emva kweminyaka ewu-4 away from the sport. So Serena has been handed a wild card to play doubles tennis lapha at Queen's Club. Williams uzodlala alongside a Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko round of 16 against Erin Routliffe no Nicole Martinez. Serena uthi she will not put herself under any pressure ngoba she has nothing to prove with tennis.
I need to win. I've won more than most people have in their whole lives. So
There's no such thing. There's I don't need to win. Why are you competing? Why are you competing? Oh, she stood at home. Oh, please. I don't need to win. Who still supports Ronaldo in this day and age? We're so over the Ronaldo era. But at least he won a league after 4 years. Oh, God. I would cry tears.
Somalian referee Omar Artan has been dropped from officiating kwindebe yomhlaba by iFIFA njengoba esenqatshelwe ivisa eyongena eAmerica. Lohuza ke as a growing number of people have reportedly been denied entry to eMelika for World Cup. Okubala kubo ke ama officials ase-Iran as well as some traveling fans from different countries. Now Omar Artan is one of the best referees abakhona la eAfrica. Kanti ke iFIFA sikhiphe a statement to confirm ukuthi ayinawo amandla okuvimba iMelika from denying people entry into the country for a World Cup, which is why they took isinqumo sokuthi ke bamdrope kwi-list yorefi abakhona ke kwi-FIFA World Cup. Hlophe before ngivale la ngimkhonze kakhulu uJacinta kodwa nje yini into esixabanisayo yabona lapha ebholeni njengoba kuzoqala iWorld Cup lento kaMessi noRonaldo
uRonaldo fanele ahambe usehleli manje ukhulisa izingane mesa imilenze emdala. You can't be in your 40s and still trying to be fighting for titles.
Wait,
honestly.
Let me tell you history. Cameroon, the Indomitable Lions of Africa, in the semi-final against England, it was Roger Milla, who was 42 at the time, that scored the goal that eliminated England. 42 years of age.
I'm sure he wasn't a tap-in.
It's 8:34 Mangala nje laphana eChesterville lapha ku Harry Gwala Road near Jabula Avenue kunezimoto esezithinteni lapho. Please approach this vicinity with caution as the left lane is closed, so do give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes of travel time. Alternatively, you can use the M10 by Bel Air Road. And moving along to the Crompton Street at Pine Town, nakhona sekube nengozi ebandakanya isithuthu. Wenze nje isiqiniseko sokuthi ushayela ngokucophelela mawususondela ngalapho. Give yourself an extra 10 to 15 minutes of travel time as that scene is still active. M13. And just a quick reminder, some might be stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Watch out for impatient drivers and please look out for pedestrians who might be trying to navigate through the gridlock. Angibambelana okwamanje ngizobuyela neni update just after sports headlines at 9. Maguguti khona ngikushiyayo. Please do share on our WhatsApp line. It's 060-549-1997. I'm Silindile Ngobese, Gaga CFM Traffic as and when it happens.
It's a Ngobese thing.
Gaga CFM in the morning. This is Gaga CFM Breakfast. When we return on the other side, more of the leader of March and March, Mrs. Jacinta Gomez Zuma.
Messi.
Until I'm messy before. Used to be messy before. Hi guys. How are you?
TikTok,
That's Facebook.
Facebook. Oh my gosh.
Hi guys. Hi.
And I'm putting Kogi book. But I don't have eye problems. Are these eye problem
You
glasses?
said that I'm a reality show, guys. I'm so amazing. So become a camera.
Toxic.
No more you name reality show. No more. Unini babengifuna kule kama reality show. You know where the danger is. Abantu are uncontrollable.
Because the storyline will never be in your favor.
Now, through no choice of your own, the universe is now
Directing, yeah.
politics.
No, I'm not going there.
Is it?
I'm tired, please.
What do you mean?
Kwamanje ngikhathele yabo nje ade ngifisa ukuthi lento engathi ngasheshe ilungiseke so I can go back to just being my normal self.
No, but hey, I was saying,
Because I've always loved activism. It's not just about this thing, I just
but it's a big one. And honestly, but it's always a summer.
I read.
I'm Mozambican.
No, but I'm born about bahlangene. Ama-Nigerian, ama-Somalian, ama-Ethiopian, ama-Pakistan, ama-Bangladesh. Bahlangene kanje.
I think my biggest shock was
Bahlangene
the,
kanje.
was the
And you know
Somalians.
what the worst part is?
Aha.
So kuma the takeover yetolo is strategic. Thina satshelwa kanje kumasipala eTheku ukuthi ningacabanga ukuthi it's by coincidence. Abamnikeza omunye umuntu.
Yes.
Ilase abamnikezi.
But you know what? Even
Hayi phela
Makaya.
ngisibone labangala.
So you know what is really effed up about what they're doing? So Emakaya ngasekhaya, what they're doing, they're literally even assassinating.
Yabona
but they're not
umuntu uhlale
politicians.
threatenishwa kanje buku Thomas. Her days are numbered. Watch this. Amakwarokoro ke hlezi
Hayi boma,
ngivele ngizibuza ukuthi ungaswalezwe lakho uzothreatenisha abantu.
Ngoba ungafuni ukugoduka.
Just because afuna ukuya kini.
So ngasekhaya they are killing off abantu abanama-spas abangafuni ukubadayisela
Hey,
iy'tolo
no, that's a
zabo.
long thing. It's a
For
spaza
me,
shop
I was
mafia.
like, what the?
It's a spaza shop mafia. It's a normal thing. Kade baqala ukuyenza. Kade.
So this has been normal.
Yes, this has been normal and people have been scared to talk about it because maybe khuluma about it. But thina sake saya kamashu. Siyolikhipha ngenkani. Abafuni manje uphuma emzini yabantu. Mawuphuma
Hayibo.
sebethenga labantu lama security company lawa akuthiwa ama security company
Yes.
ukuthi abagade. Angithi bagadiwe mabesho. Lama security company terrorizer noma yini ke that's in their path.
Are they South African? Are these South
No,
African
of course
companies?
they're South African. Of
So,
course they're South African.
we are our
so
own
what
enemies.
the security companies but bayasebenza bona mabesho securing providing security for them.
Yes. And it's
Terrorizing
strategic.
anyone who wants
Getting our
they
people.
don't care.
Yeah, I'm going to do the disclaimer and then you pick up.
Sharp.
Yes.
Tell us how Wemma. Where's the audio?
Go again. Say.
The audio. Yes, explain.
Kazi audio yanikele nifuna ungistressa ngayo.
Where?
It's in the folder.
Is doing it now?
No.
Hey, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
What are you guys gonna do? I wonder.
Go again.
Yeah, let's go.
Skaga CFM in the morning, Asisha Sonke screams Black Junior, Donkey Boy, and Go Max, leading us safely at 8:40 on a Tuesday, the 9th of June 2026. Today will forever go down as the day the Gaga CFM breakfast hosted Jacinta and Gomez Zuma, the leader of March and March. Also, it's very important to make this announcement that the views expressed on the show are not of Gaga CFM, but those of the leader.
Clear.
Oh gosh. Okay, so there are a couple of questions that we still have, and we're gonna take a few callers. But ekuseni kule show sinento ekuthiwa coffee room,
Sure.
and one of our headlines was the Mozambican government taking home abantu about 141 back home. Malawi has bused 150 of them. The Canadian government chartered 300 citizens, and this a few more countries. Mhlambe, let's talk about what responsibilities do you think these particular governments have in taking their people home, and do you think umhlaka 30 June is also a date nabo afanele bayazi ukuthi isicela basiza abantu babuyela emakhaya by that date?
Look, I think the whole of Africa now knows, because I mean they've decided to target us as the bad people for trying to fight for what's right in our country, which is okay. But I mean, our government has gotten away with being complacent for a very long time. I mean, if other countries, other African countries are non-functional, and we become the option for all those countries, shouldn't this be a conversation you had a long time ago, where you go to them and you say, guys, you can't let your people down because they're becoming our problem. Whatever political problems that are affecting the SADC region become South Africa's problems. And South Africa has a duty to take care of its own citizens. And currently, South Africa is failing dismally to be able to do that. In hospitals, it's overflooded. In schools, there's children who are not even in schools right now because there's no space. If you go to SASSA grants, foreigners are even getting SASSA grants because their government is letting them down. Anyone who feels like they're sick from Zimbabwe comes here because they need medication. So medication is running out for South Africans as well. Women are sleeping on floors in hospitals. I'm sure you've seen this often enough with people sleeping on the floor. Yes. So, yeah. So this is not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility. Ulwazi olungaka ulithatha.
Uchaze. Uthathelwa ubani? Uhlangana
I guess I've heard you making these pronouncements elsewhere. You being able to single out. So yes, because now it's Pasangapande Zifangambunye, all illegal foreigners. Yeah, illegality is what much in life fights against. But when it comes to crime, when it comes to things like human trafficking, drugs, this and the other, scamming, this, that, you were able to single out the most problematic groups to say these are where you're turning the attention of the SAPS and all law enforcement to focus specifically on these particular groups, and this is what crimes they are doing.
Yes.
Would you get to also...
Look, it's going to seem like we're being selective in our outrage on who do we get. But for example, Namibians have never given us a problem. Like you'll never find a time where you see Namibians just like running wild in South Africa. Malawans are... No, Malawans are not criminals, if I can put it that way. They'll hardly give you a hard time in crime, but when it comes to the labor markets, they are the cheap labor, that everyone is complaining about, with Zimbabweans as well. Zimbabweans are big on robberies, they're big on pickpocketing and all these crimes. There are some Malawians that are dominant when it comes to house breaking, etc. But I mean, it's not like a common thing. But you see, with Nigerians are a special bunch of people who love gaslighting everyone into believing that everyone else is the problem but them. It cannot be that everywhere in the world, every single country in the world is getting rid of Nigerians with absolute enthusiasm. And here in South Africa, current minister, who's not acting at the moment because we've got an acting minister, South Africa, issued out a list of kingpins in all 9 provinces. Yes. And 6 of the 9 provinces had Nigerians as kingpins. Yes. 6 of the 9. Every Sunday we sit and watch Nigerians doing drugs, activities of all kinds, and their excuse is always that South Africa is fertile. They are poor. Oh, I'm coming from Nigeria because blah blah blah. They always have it. You know what I mean?
South Africans also enablers of this Nigerian?
There's not a single crime in this country that would be happening if it wasn't for South Africans getting involved. So it would be impossible for them to carry out crimes if South Africans didn't get involved. But we've also got our own criminals. That's the thing.
Sure.
So if you're in a country with criminals and corrupt leaders and corrupt people, and where corruption is the thing, where keep it drink is a normal thing, then obviously people from outside will manipulate that very same system. And then you look at Somalians, Ethiopians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis who've taken over the economy. That's where they specialize. Their economy is there with the tuck shops and the shops, and that's why there's something called the spaza shop mafias right now, where they terrorize anyone who's trying to enter into that market because they want to keep it to themselves. And you know how they come here and they get these papers that declare them as refugees. And currently, the refugee status allows refugees to kind of carry themselves as though they're South Africans. But the worst part about this refugee status is that the Department of Home Affairs has no idea where their refugees are in the country.
Yes.
They don't have their addresses. They don't have where they live. The last time they probably see them is when they give them their documents, and then they disappear into the country and do whatever it is that they want. They don't ask them what they're going to be doing in the country. They don't have such a system that enables us to know who's a refugee, where they're staying. And we don't have refugee camps in South Africa, which is what makes other countries able to manage the refugee system. On top of that, there's millions of documents flying around of fake refugees, because according to the Home Affairs system, we don't have that many refugees. I think it's about 100 and something thousand refugees. But when you go into practicality, the refugees are in every single tuck shop. They'll always give you refugee papers in every shop.
Yeah. Okay. So Jacinta Ngobese Zuma, the most talked about person in Africa right now. What is one thing? Ngoba siyazi ukuthi bakulalele njengamanje. They're going to watch us abangakuboni njengamanje.
Yeah, and it's going to spread all over Africa. Trust me, I know.
What is the one message you really want to get out there? Mhlampe uthi na into ekufanele understand.
Look, I think for the longest time, people need to understand that South Africans, even though it's easy to label us as xenophobic, we didn't just wake up in the morning and say, oh no, we have a problem with people from outside. I always emphasize this.
Sure.
They've been here in our country ever since we've had our democracy. They've been here. But the problem is currently migration is not managed in the country. So we are fighting for resources with people that are from outside, whereas people died so that South Africa can be free. So let's picture this. There was apartheid, and everyone said, okay, life goes on as normal. White people keep your stuff. Black people, you have to basically start from scratch. BEE process, it becomes a corrupt process that benefits only those who are close to a few people. So the poor of the poor have never benefited from this economy, mind you, because they have to start from scratch with no connections, nothing, right? And when they do that, suddenly comes the poor people from all over Africa who have problems with their government, competing with who? The poor people. Because remember, they're not competing with the politicians, they're not. They're competing with the very poorest of poor of South Africans. So what happens is, we are the country with the biggest gap between the rich and the poor in the world currently. So what is happening to that gap? It's
getting bigger.
extending, right? So when it's widening, these people come here, right? Because our laws are meant to protect them, because we're xenophobic. So the world, the media is trying to make them look like the victims. Anything you say to these people doesn't work. The police are scared to arrest them. NPOs and NGOs are protecting them. They're getting money from foreign organizations. Exactly. Yes, because they're an adopted child. So you don't want to look like the bad, or even a stepchild. You know, you don't want to look like the bad step-parent who's disciplining a child because they don't have a parent. Now the NGOs are against us. The media is against us. The government is corrupt and not for South Africans. And these people are moving up the scale of life. They've moved from poverty now because the system favors them. They come in as cheap labor. They build their way up to the top. They're taking over everything. Now, you've got an organized crime model as well that's thriving here in this country because of corrupt politicians. So you can imagine, at the top there's a problem, at the bottom there's even more of a problem. So what is that going to do?
The problem with, do you think we should have at Home Affairs level, or a social development level, and a department that deals with induction, so that these groups are able to
integrate
and assimilate themselves into the culture? Because that's another thing. There's always a them and us, and then we look at, the town was beautiful before look at how it's looking now with all the shacks and all these makeshift buildings, and then look at what they're doing.
No.
Truly, when you go to Turkey, you get sensitized into this.
No, it's not going to work. Let me tell you why. Because remember, migration is meant to say, here's an opportunity at Gagasi. There's a DJ that's wanted, Felix. All right, we've looked all over around, and Felix, there's nobody who can fit where Felix is. Let me go outside and look for this person. Then the person comes in because the opportunity is already there.
It's a
right?
scarce skill.
It's a scarce skill. It's a skill that I need. So I want Felix to come here because Felix has already got a job. There's a vacancy, and nobody's going to lose out from Felix coming here. That's how South Africans, that's why when they say South Africans are migrating to other countries, I'm like, use your brain. We migrate there because opportunities have been open for us to come there. What's currently happening in South Africa is the poorest of the poor, or anyone who just wants to run away from crime, comes to South Africa. They look for an opportunity so that they can be able to survive, right? There is no opportunity.
Sure.
So that's why you're finding a lot of South Africans complaining about, we were replaced by such and such because they were cheap labor.
Sure.
Because remember, you have a union, Felix Angit, that's going to say work from 8 to 6, right? And your union is not going to allow you to work for 2,000 rand from 8 to 6. You work for 4,000 rand.
Sure.
They come in, they're desperate, they're poor, they just want to survive and take even 500 rand to their country, which is converted into a bigger amount when they get there. So when I come here, I'm desperate, I don't have a job. I can live even in a small anyana room, say about 7, because my objective is not to build a family here like a South African. It's not to live a good quality of life like a South African.
Sure.
I'm just here because I'm here to work, even if I work like a slave, because I've got nothing to go back home to anyways, and I'm going to go back to my country. Yes.
As we wrap up, when Zagalan Lindeleni to Sinta Siaveva, abantu baya bhuka amabhasi babhuka amabhanoyi abanye bahlanganisa imali yokugcina quality college zabo bafuna ukuhamba bafuna ukuphuma anti emakhaya bayakhala manje ukuthi siyahamba bashiya babuyela ngaphandle because they are documented abanye babo njalo njalo kunovalo ngizothini kunalento nodlame olukhona esilibona ukuthi kungenzeka. Are you guys in control? Because masithi amafama bangene elokishini babulala amaPakistan babulala amaSomali ePotchefstroom kanongoma 747 ezokuqingala sokuthi you guys uphala umthakathi uJesse ungizwe base-Durban Central because now kunabantu abazothi ayasizokuhamba thina and abantu sebeyitshelile ukuthi salon industry yavuka manje because abantu besenza
Bebekhokheli, yes.
So now we can earn a living.
Yes.
Babona abantu abasahambi kanti akuyona event bamalela ka
It's a process. It's a
cut-off
deadline.
date.
Yes.
So I also explain it when I'm
Look, if ngayichaza kalula lento, it's just to say ukuthi umhla 30, right? Angikwazi ukuthi kuthiwa thina si promote violence because we've never been those people. So angikwazi ukuthi nina niphume nenze into esingayazi sintengisa ukuthi niyenze. Thina okwethu sithi hambani emgwaqeni. Tshengisani ukuthi kuhulumeni wenu anijabulile kangakanani. Bhala ama memorandum, take those memorandums to uhulumeni, and they must respond to all our memorandums because that's how we show as a sign of power. The minute in Bashaya, the minute you become violent towards them, they become the victims. And currently we are the victims here. That's the honest truth. La South Africa, it's in our victims. It's in silahlekelwe iy'kole, silahlekelwe iy'bhedlela, silahlekelwe iy'ndawo zokuhlala, silahlekelwe imisebenzi. It's in. We are the victims. But yes, but the minute you heard them, well, it's not a holiday, but ungasakaza usemashini Felix wena very flexible. Sakaza usemashini uphethe microphone la. But what we're saying, the message is clear. We want to send a message to government on the 30th that from here onwards, we're going to be intensifying our fight to the government. Because remember, we've given you a cut-off date to say, go home. Now we are going to intensify, even if we march every day, if we have to. Because government needs to listen to what we're saying. Because remember, foreign nationals are delel, local we cannot run away from. And the government, the president had an opportunity to speak to them and tell them, listen, you are disrespectful to South Africans. You can't carry yourself that way in a foreign country. In a foreign country, you respect the laws. You carry your documentation all the time. We all travel. We know what it takes to be in a foreign country. You can't go there and disrespect the people of that country and then say, when they respond with anger, oh, no, they're xenophobic. That's why everyone keeps saying this xenophobic notion without putting the responsibility back to the people who are in this country and behaving in a way that's not correct. So South Africans, don't be violent, don't kill anyone, don't hurt anyone. We will send our message to the government, and strongly so, by just taking our feet and making our noise heard on the streets.
There you go. There you have it. Nis Willege from the person herself. Ukuthi umhlaka 30 akuliwa co-violent.
No.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Hey, Felix. Yo. Hey.
Thank you so much, Cecilia.
Oh, Cecily. Oh my gosh. Akekho ngizomnenga. Abahambayo.
You guys missed that. You played like Klepiam Seleko. It's Abahambayo. So Salasine Felix.
It's bad out there. I wish you guys knew how bad it is. It's bad. Bad. Bye, guys.
Is officially open. It's your time, your turns.